Right. Welcome, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into fingerprints. A lot of you have asked about them, so we're going to unpack not just like the science behind them, but also how AI is shaking things up a bit.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we'll be looking at some really interesting stuff from an article called The Surprising Thing Fingerprints Can Actually Do.
I'm excited to dive into that.
Me too. Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
You're trying to match fingerprints. Sounds easy, right? Like they show in the movies.
Right.
But it's way harder than it looks. Even tiny little variations make a huge difference. And here's the crazy part. Every single fingerprint you have is unique,
Yeah.
even on the same hand.
Exactly. It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is. So that's why, if you watch those crime shows, law enforcement always wants all 10 prints. Each one is like its own little piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. It's been the gold standard for identification for over a century.
Wow, over a century.
Yeah. But it's fascinating how we've always known fingerprints were unique, this ultimate mark of individuality. But it's like with AI, now we're really starting to understand just how complex they are.
I can't wait to hear more about that AI part. But first, let's back up a little, cover the basics. Everyone's probably heard of the three main fingerprint patterns: arches, loops, and whorls, right?
Right.
Okay, so think of arches like a gentle hill,
Yeah.
and loops are kind of like those hairpin turns you find on like a winding road.
Mm-hmm.
And whorls, well, those are like tiny little whirlpools.
Perfect descriptions.
Thanks. Now you see loops the most. Whorls a little less often. But arches, those are like finding a rare treasure.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. That rarity is what makes them so interesting for forensics.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, imagine trying to fake an arch. It's super tough because of how they're, structured. It'd be like trying to make a perfect copy of a snowflake.
That's a great way to put it. So it's more than just those general shapes then, right?
Yeah.
What about all those tiny details we always hear about?
Ah, you're talking about the minutia. Those are the really tiny details, like where a ridge just suddenly stops or where it splits in two.
Yeah.
And those minutia are what make each fingerprint truly one of a kind. It's kind of like, think of it like this. The pattern, the arch or loop or whorl, that's like the big picture, like, the overall style of a painting.
I see, okay.
But the minutia, those are like the individual brushstrokes that make a painting unique.
Oh, that makes sense. So each fingerprint is like its own little masterpiece.
Exactly.
But how do these patterns even form in the first place?
Mhm.
Have scientists figured that out?
It's a question that's been around forever. Turns out our fingerprints actually develop before we're even born.
Really? Before we're born?
Yeah. It's this intricate dance between our genes and kind of random stuff that happens during, fetal development.
Wow. So it's like you start with the same ingredients, but each fingerprint comes out.
Totally unique.
Unique, yeah.
And get this. Once those fingerprints form, they're incredibly tough. They're made up of these ridges that they don't change over your whole life.
Wow. So even if you, hurt your finger.
The fingerprint will usually grow back exactly the same.
That's wild. No wonder they're so valuable for identification, huh? They stick with you. But, for years and years, analyzing all this was done by people, right?
Right.
Humans had to compare those minutia points, like detectives looking for clues.
It's a process that takes such attention to detail. It can be really time-consuming. And to be honest, humans, we make mistakes.
That's true. No one's perfect. And that's where, I guess, AI comes in, huh?
Exactly.
And it's totally changing things up. I mean, there's research showing AI can be trained to look at fingerprints and analyze them with crazy accuracy.
Yeah, you're talking 80% accuracy when looking at, just a raw fingerprint image.
80%, that's amazing.
It is.
But get this, it gets even more interesting. So they fed the AI only info about which way the ridges were going, ignoring all those minutiae we talked about.
Right.
And it was still able to get it right, 75% of the time.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, totally. And wait, hold on, there's more. They even tried it with JST, the minutia.
Yep.
And
60% accuracy?
that's still really good. I mean, so it's almost like AI is seeing patterns that we as humans just miss.
That's a great way to put it. It seems like AI is zeroing in on those, the curves of the ridges, the angles, things that maybe our eyes or brains just aren't naturally drawn to.
Right, right. So it's like AI has this whole different way of seeing a fingerprint. Whoa.
Exactly.
Okay, so big question then.
Yeah.
Does this mean robots are going to take over fingerprint analysis?
Yeah.
are all the human experts out of a job?
Well, slow down there. We got to remember this research is still pretty new.
True, true.
And the forensic world, they're understandably cautious. I mean, this is serious stuff. Accuracy is like everything.
Yeah, totally. We can't just jump in and replace people without being, like, 100% sure.
Exactly. And even the researchers themselves, they're saying we need more research, especially with bigger data sets, like what the FBI uses.
Makes sense.
But this is definitely a game changer, no doubt. This could really change how fingerprints are analyzed in the future.
Yeah, it's like we're at the beginning of something big in, like, forensic science.
Totally.
And it's not even just about, like, speed or whatever.
Yeah.
AI could help us find things we'd never have seen otherwise. Hidden clues.
That's a really important point. AI isn't about replacing the human experts. It's more like a tool, something that can make us better, help us see things in new ways, and maybe, even lead to more accurate identifications.
So it's like having a super smart partner, like, working right alongside you in the lab,
Exactly.
helping you see the bigger picture and all that.
Yeah. And that's what's so cool about this fingerprint research. It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible when humans and AI team up. It's not just about forensics either. Think about it. What if AI could help doctors diagnose diseases earlier?
Oh, wow. That would be, like, life-saving, like catching a tiny tumor that a human doctor might have missed.
Exactly. Or think about emergency response. What if AI could analyze, data in real time to predict where accidents are most likely to happen?
That would change everything. Get help to people so much faster.
Yeah.
The possibilities are, like, endless.
Right. But the main takeaway here, it's that AI is a tool. It's not about replacing us. It's about collaboration.
Working together.
Yeah.
Okay, so after all this mind-blowing stuff about AI and fingerprints, what are the two, like, biggest things we should remember?
First, AI can find those hidden connections between fingerprints, even when it doesn't have all the info. And that opens up a whole new world for forensic science. It's like we found a secret code in those little ridges.
Wow, that's amazing. And what's the second big takeaway?
The second thing is, this research really shows us how much we might be missing, as humans when we look at fingerprints, like those subtle curves the AI picked up on, the angles. Maybe our eyes just don't naturally go there. It's a good reminder that there's always more to learn, and sometimes we need AI to help us see it.
Yeah, it's like it's giving us a new way to see things, a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And if AI can find these hidden things in something as unique as our fingerprints, what else could it find out there? I mean, what other mysteries are hiding?
It is a fascinating question, isn't it? The potential it's just mind-blowing. Think about what AI could help us learn in medicine or climate science, even art history.
It's like we're standing at the edge of something totally new, a new era of discovery. And AI is our guide. And this isn't about, like, us versus machines, It's about us and AI working together to figure out the secrets of the universe.
Absolutely. It's about using AI to make ourselves better, to see things we couldn't see before, to make those connections that we might have missed.
This deep dive into fingerprints, it's been incredible. I don't think I'll ever look at my fingertips as the same way again.
It's amazing, isn't it, to think about those little ridges, something we just don't even think about most of the time. They hold so much information, not just about, who we are, but about the potential of this partnership between us and AI.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us on this journey into fingerprints and the amazing world of AI.
It's been great. Thanks for having me.
So next time you see one of those fingerprint scanners, at the store or your phone, don't just think about security. Think about the amazing, complicated things going on in those tiny ridges, the secrets they hold, and the power of AI to help us unlock even more of the mysteries of the world around us.
It's true. Every discovery, it just leads to more questions, more possibilities. And with AI, well, who knows where we'll go next.
Until next time, keep those minds curious and those fingerprints clean.